Welcome from the Focus Gaming News media booth to Harutyun, who is the Vice President of Strategic Partnerships at FeedConstruct. I am really glad that you're here with us. It is early in the morning on the last day of SiGMA, and you're still awake. You're still doing really, really well. So absolutely congratulations on that. But when I was doing a bit of research into FeedConstruct, I learned that FeedConstruct is a data provider company that offers a comprehensive range of products and services for sport betting businesses. Now, that's an overview of the company. So give me a little bit more detail. Tell me something about FeedConstruct that I might not know. What are your USPs? What makes you different?
So firstly, thank you for having me here. Amazing to meet you. And yes, we have survived to the third day. FeedConstruct is one of the most amazing companies out here. And when I say amazing, what makes it amazing is the people that work in it and the products that we create. I would love to talk about every single product that we have, but we would be here for hours. Just to highlight, we are a sports content provider, so we provide odds feeds to our partners who have their own platform or to providers who have their own platform. We have amazing live streaming service for different sports. We provide statistical widgets, statistics. We provide live scouting data. We have our own OTT platform that we can create and also sell to our partners with their own logo, with their own preferences. We have so much stuff, honestly, but what makes it different is that we try to penetrate markets where there is need for consecutive and strong products, because we see in this industry that every year there's new companies coming up with new products, and this is a great thing because we see that the industry is developing, but as FeedConstruct and as part of the industry, we have to also evolve, we have to also innovate, and we have to also keep up with the market trends. But in a nutshell, FeedConstruct is a sports data provider with different segmentations and diversion.
So you mentioned, there's so many things that you've just said in your opening statement.
And
there.
I forgot some things as well.
That's okay. It's day three.
Because there is a lot of things to say.
It's day three. We'll come to that.
Yes.
But one of the things that you started off by saying is what makes FeedConstruct so good is the people. And I've heard this a number of times over this SiGMA Europe 2023. People are acknowledging their teams and they're saying that the people are people are making the business what they are. So tell me about your team a little bit before we start talking about the products and the markets. Tell me about the team a little bit, because this is really great.
See, it's the ideology of the team, because you can have the most amazing product, but if you don't have the right team to represent it, your product is not going to be delivered to the right person, and it's not going to be acknowledged as a great product as it is, because people make the product as well. It's the way you interact with your partners, it's the connections you make, and also it's the inner culture that you have within your company that motivates you and makes you want to go to work every single morning.
Oh, I love that. So, that is great. That's such a great thing to say about your company. So you also talked about markets.
Yes.
And you said about the fact that you guys are very particular about your markets. What markets are you in, and what markets have you got your eye on? Let's start with looking at the strongest market for FeedConstruct. Where are you really strong?
If we divide it to region, we are represented in many regions. What is interesting at the moment as well is the LATAM, which I think everybody is very interested in LATAM. US is also very interesting, but US is, at the moment, we are putting one step back, analyzing the market, because it comes with a lot of regulations and each state has their own rules. So you got to really take your time to get it right, because I think in the US, whilst in LATAM, you can make some mistakes. In US, you have to be sure that you have everything under control when you make that big step and announce yourself as a company who provides data to operators and providers who are based in the US. But in general, we are present in the European market as well, in some Asian markets. We place ourselves as a company who tries to cater to all. If the need is there and we see that our product is fit for their needs, we don't just try to push the product everywhere we can, wherever we find an opportunity to. We firstly try to analyze the business of our partner to see if they're fit with our product, because At the end of the day, it's all about for them to make money in order for us to make money as well. It's not about just us. Because if they're doing good, if our product is working for them, if they're evolving, that means we're evolving, that means we're doing good, that means that they're happy with the product and they're going to advise FeedConstruct to to the people that they know, and it's the most important message I can get out there, in my opinion.
I think it's brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Now you mentioned about markets. Again, as soon as you mentioned LATAM, I was like, okay, this is something I've been hearing over and over
I'm
again.
sure everybody's been talking about.
Yeah, absolutely. LATAM, particularly
It's
Brazil.
a huge market.
Yeah.
It's a huge market with a lot of opportunities. Somewhat untapped, I would say, because there's many areas that needs development for that region because the operators and providers that are based there, they're also developing very quickly. There's a huge market, so it's definitely one of the great opportunities.
But you also said something else which really got my attention because you mentioned LATAM. A lot of people are talking about LATAM. Brazil is a big topic of conversation. But this time last year, a lot of people were talking about the US because the US was starting to open. But obviously, as you just mentioned, regulations are state by state, which makes entry actually very complicated. Now, you also said you're going to take a step back from looking at that. Can you see the US becoming easier to enter over the next even 5 years? Because at the moment, a lot of people are saying the same thing again. We want to be in the US, but the US is tricky.
Yes. Thing with the US, in my personal opinion, is that it's one of the main markets where people are pickier, players are pickier, but the average, for example, bet size is one of the bigger ones compared to, for example, in Asia or Latin or Europe. But it comes with a lot of regulations, and from what I hear, talking to my colleagues in different other companies who are present at the US at the moment, is that it's very hard to also do business there in terms of the regulation, and it's hard to make money there at the moment. But the ones who do, they hit the jackpot. So, in my opinion, it's best for, especially for the new markets with a lot of regulations, to get it right the first time. So it's better to take 1 or 2 steps back to jump 10 steps forward. So taking that one step back could really push you forward in the future, just to analyze everything, to learn on mistakes of others, I would say, not to make the mistakes yourself, but to analyze how others did it, what was good for them, what was wrong for them, to do your judgment and go all in that opinion.
That's a brilliant philosophy. That's a brilliant business model. Now, we're going to talk about products for a second. Now, one of your products, BetGuard, is something that is very key to what you do. Tell me about that. What is that?
Well, BetGuard is our risk management, so it's our odds feed, which is one of our main products, and risk management combined together. What it really does is that it relieves our partners from the burden of doing the risk management themselves, because for risk management you need quite a lot of resources and knowledge, not only of how to do the process, but also of the area expertise, where your players are from, how is it done, what you should uh, consider when doing the risk management. So all of these things, and it's a product that usually comes together. So OddsFeed and the risk management, and it solves a lot of problems. It solves the problem of insecure bets, which really could hurt the operator, could hurt its image, its reputation. If there's a lot of bad bets coming and without any risk management done, that can trigger the domino effect, in my opinion. So it's two great products combined together. Our odds suite, which is amazing in my opinion, since we do all of the trading ourselves. We put a lot of efforts in increasing our coverage and also increasing the quality of our product, and our risk management service, which really takes away the pain of thinking about every single bet from the operator onto us. So those two products combined together do create magic, in my opinion, for the operators.
I love that. It creates the magic. That's
Yes.
fantastic. Well, listen, we started off by saying it's the third day of SiGMA.
Yes.
This is where everybody's kind of mellowed down a little bit. They've had their parties and it's the
Well,
last
it's all
day.
about the networking here and
Absolutely.
seeing your old colleagues, your old friends, making new friends. So what I say always, because I was actually talking to my colleague yesterday, we all met 1.5 months ago at Barcelona about a different event. And this is more or less the last event of the year. And Sigma for me has always been about more networking than business.
Yeah.
Because you see, Sigma is always full of these events. You have different dinners, awards, after parties, pre-parties, middle parties. I don't know, like
Every kind of
anything that's
party.
happening around.
Yeah, it's true.
People are really enjoying it, and you see, like the next day, people are still up and running, and they're ready to go again and again. And the reason for that is it's one of the last events of the year. People have already discussed majority of their business throughout the year, and they're now ready to just sit down, have a friendly conversation, maybe finish some unfinished business, or not talk about business at all. Just enjoy life and enjoy the experience that comes with this industry, because this industry is dynamic and full of life, in my opinion.
What a great way to look at Sigma. I've never heard anyone describe it quite like that. And it seems
They should
to be,
pay me for this, I
I know
think.
they should. You should be on the payroll. So rightly so, you just gave this great description of what Sigma really represents here in Malta at the end of every year. But it's also, I mean, as well as having parties and securing those relationships that you've built throughout the year, and all the business has been done, but now's the time to bond those relationships. But on top of that, it's a great time to reflect on the past year, of course, 2023, and look forward to 2024. So tell me, what has been the one highlight of 2023 of this past year, and one thing that we can look forward to from FeedConstruct for the coming year?
This year has been phenomenal. There's been many highlights, to be honest, but the highlight for me would be that we have established our products even further, especially for Bedguard and Osfit combined. We have penetrated new markets, made some amazing colleagues, friends, partners, and we created the idea that is going to drive us to the 2024. And now, considering the 2024, we have something new coming up, but unfortunately I cannot disclose it at the moment.
No!
I know, but my colleagues and I have been working very hard on this project, and I really hope that it's going to come to life, and I hope that we can announce part of it during our ICE conference.
Not even a tiny hint?
I cannot.
Not even a
No, not at the
tiny
moment.
hint?
I would love to. I would love to share all the details with you. Maybe when the cameras are off, I can tell you some more information. But 2024 is going to be a great year, in my opinion. Not
Okay.
only for us, but also for other companies out there. I think everybody is cooking something new. Everybody is preparing something new, because
Oh, you are a tease.
we'll see. 2024 is going to be a great year.
Fantastic. Well, listen, thank you so much
Thank
for
you so
sitting down
much
with
for
me
having
and
me.
sharing that information. I'm really excited and hoping that when we sit down again in 2024, the end of next year, you can be sharing the successes of how that project has turned out for you.
Thank you so much for having me. It's been a pleasure talking
Thank
to you.
you.